It was a calm evening, the sun casting long golden shadows across the city streets. People were heading home, cafes were closing, and children's laughter echoed faintly from playgrounds. Marcus Lewis, a man known for his integrity and dedication, was driving through these familiar streets, thinking only of dinner with his family. Suddenly, a patrol car flickered behind him, lights off at first, then blaring with a siren. Marcus slowed, confused. Within moments, he was being shouted at, pulled from his vehicle, and slammed against the pavement. Phones went up. Neighbors watched in shock. The man being attacked was no ordinary citizen. He was the newly appointed police chief. How could the very system he had sworn to protect turn against him so quickly? Watch to see the shocking truth unfold. Wait a second. Tell us where you're watching from in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe for more powerful stories like this. Marcus Lewis had spent over 2 decades rising through the ranks of the city's police department. Known for his fairness, calm temperament, and commitment to justice, he had finally been appointed chief. He didn't crave recognition. His satisfaction came from serving the community with integrity. This particular evening was peaceful. The streets glowed golden with the fading sun, a warm light that softened the edges of buildings and cast a calm over the city. Marcus drove through familiar blocks, the hum of his car the only sound accompanying his thoughts. He noticed small details: the shop owner locking the door, a stray dog trotting across the sidewalk, the distant chatter of people leaving work. It was an ordinary evening, ordinary enough that he felt safe. He thought about the evening ahead: dinner with his children, a quiet moment with his wife, perhaps a walk along the nearby park. Nothing seemed out of place until a red patrol SUV appeared behind him, its brake lights flickering strangely. At first, Marcus assumed it was an officer on routine patrol, but there was something deliberate in the vehicle's movements. That calm evening meant for peace was about to turn into a scene of fear and disbelief that would test everything he believed about safety, justice, and the very institution he had devoted his life to. The patrol car stayed close, matching his every turn. Marcus's pulse quickened slightly, but he remained composed. He had done nothing wrong, yet an uneasy tension filled the air. Then came the siren, a sudden piercing wail that made him flinch. He pulled over immediately. The officer approached quickly, his expression stiff, jaw tight. "Step out of the car!" he demanded. Marcus raised his hands, calm but alert. "I'm the new police chief," he said, showing his ID. The officer didn't pause. Words were brushed aside. "Step out, now!" Marcus felt a jolt of disbelief and tension. He was being treated like a threat. As he stepped out, the officer grabbed him forcefully, pushing him against the hood of his own car. The golden light of the evening now felt harsh, highlighting the officer's aggressive posture, the lines of suspicion etched into his face. Marcus struggled to explain, to show his credentials, but the world seemed deaf to his identity. Neighbors peered from windows, whispers filling the streets. Phones rose, cameras recording every tense movement. The scene was chaotic, yet slow in a terrifying way, every second stretched, every breath labored. Marcus's mind raced. This was not about him as an individual. It was about centuries of assumptions and biases, manifesting in a single explosive moment. The officer's hand hovered near his belt, tension climbing. Marcus could feel the weight of the city's history pressing down, the fear and injustice felt by countless black men flowing into this one terrifying moment. Then, just as the situation teetered on the edge, a second officer arrived. Recognition flickered in his eyes. "Chief Lewis?" he whispered, and the first officer froze. Time slowed as shock replaced aggression. Marcus's identification, His uniform, everything he had worked for, finally registered. The first officer stepped back, realization washing over him. The street, once filled with fear and tension, became a tableau of disbelief. Bystanders held their breath as phones captured a moment that would soon go viral. The encounter that began with hostility and assumption suddenly shifted toward clarity and stunned reflection. Marcus felt his chest heave, adrenaline still coursing through his veins. He had faced danger before, but never from someone sworn to uphold the law. His authority, experience, and rank had meant nothing in the face of prejudice. Fear, frustration, and anger collided within him. For a moment, time seemed suspended. The street was silent, save for the faint buzz of cameras and whispers from neighbors. The officer's partner kept a steady gaze on Marcus, acknowledging the mistake too late. "Chief Lewis?" The officer muttered again, shaking his head, eyes wide with shame. The first officer finally released his hold and stepped back. Marcus straightened, breathing heavy but controlled. Every eye in the street was on him, every camera pointed, recording this surreal reversal. He realized how easily the situation could have ended tragically, not just for him but for anyone in his position. The golden evening light now seemed to illuminate the harsh reality. Even those in power and authority are not immune to assumptions, bias, and the weight of systemic prejudice. It was a moment of clarity, a moment of reckoning, and a moment that would leave a lasting mark, not only on Marcus, but on the city itself. Marcus drove home through the fading glow of the evening, every street now marked in his mind with tension and disbelief. The fear and humiliation lingered, a sharp reminder of how quickly injustice can strike, even against those entrusted to uphold the law. He knew this encounter could have gone much worse. In the following days, Marcus shared his experience with his department, community leaders, and the public. His story sparked conversations, reforms in training, and reflection on how bias can infect even the most structured institutions. It reminded everyone that no position, rank, or achievement could automatically shield someone from prejudice. But this was more than Marcus's story. It was a reflection of countless black men and women who face assumptions, suspicion, and threats every single day. It was a reminder that the system is not always just, and that vigilance, awareness, and courage are required from all of us. Marcus survived, but millions continue to live moments like this daily. How many go unseen, unrecorded, or ignored? His story stands as a testament to resilience, justice, and the urgent need for change. Which city and country are you watching from? And what would you do if this happened to you? Take care.